Hey YouTube, so we've had our Tesla for a little bit more than 2 months now, and this is our first trip to the service center. We dropped off the dogs, which is already our first expense. We have to keep them overnight just because we don't know how long this will take. And we have to drive out to Tulsa, which is 2 hours away. So follow along for the journey, and we'll try to walk you through all of the different things that we encounter while we're at the service center and our service appointment. So actually making a pit stop 30 minutes into the trip, we wanted to try and get a PlayStation 5. It is Black Friday. Our service appointment scheduled for 8:45, and like I said, it takes 2 hours to get to Tulsa from where we live. But I saw that there's a GameStop on the way, so I was like, hey, why not try to do this? Because GameStop's the only one that has PS5s in store on Black Friday. I'm not even gonna try. Thought I was gonna get the PS5. All right, I'm gonna try a GameStop in a small town an hour away. So hopefully that works. We are withdrawing because we have to pay tolls in Oklahoma. There aren't tolls in Arkansas, which sucks, but the journey continues.
We could have been better prepared.
Yeah. So just got here. We don't see anybody, and hours say that they don't open till 10. Our appointment was at 8:45. We parked at the quick appointment drop-off thing. We didn't put our key in there though, but we wanted to talk to somebody about the issue that we're seeing. So essentially what we're bringing in for the initial appointment was for a cut in the back seat plastic when we picked it up. So they were replacing that for free. But we also had problems with the wheels. When we turn, the front driver wheel makes like a clicking sound. Don't know what that's about. Experienced it like a few weeks into owning the Tesla, so hopefully they can reproduce it. It's not every single time you turn. So hopefully they look into that. Right now it says estimated completion time is 6 p.m. So hopefully we're not sitting here all day, but we'll see. Forgot to mention the other thing that we're having problems with is the front trunk. So the sensor there keeps saying that it needs to be serviced, and sometimes it doesn't recognize it as closed, even though it is. So hopefully they look into that too. That was an additional thing that wasn't on the appointment description. So hopefully they just fix that. We had a fellow Tesla owner here with us for a little bit, but he is visiting from Oklahoma City, and so he also had like a 2-hour drive, but he decided to go to downtown Tulsa, which I don't know what we do since it's early in the morning and it's pandemic time. But hopefully, they took our car in about 20 minutes after we dropped it off. So we're just sitting here, haven't heard an update. Well, it's been about 2 hours since we got here. Taking up all the space though. Like we own this place. Doing a pop quiz to see if she knows which one's which.
Don't.
Starting with that white one all the way up there.
Sorry, I think because it doesn't have the little chrome thingy, that is maybe a 3. Although, but it just looks like very like the S over there, like the back part. I don't know. I guess that's what. Is that a Y? Does it look like a Y? It has like the weird little wing thing. Which do we have that? I don't know. But I know it's different from the one next to it, so I'm guessing that's a Y, then an X, and then a 3, and then a S.
She got it right. Trying to find ways to kill time. That's our car. Alright, I'm going to break the news to you.
What?
So I went back there to talk to the guy. It sucks because it's bad news. That he was saying something about when they installed the suspension, they need to replace the subframe because when they put on a bolt, it got stripped. He's not saying it's unsafe to drive, but he wants to be as safe as possible. So he said he's trying to find if we can get a loaner, but they're short on loaners, so we might have to get an enterprise rental. But essentially, he says that the part wouldn't get here until midweek next week. So we need to get back home with something. But yeah, I asked him if he thought it was part of the recall, because I saw that they, I think last week, or no, like a few days ago, they had the recall for the Model Y, and that had to do with the steering column or something. And he said he doesn't know, but I told him it was basically like we picked it up right in the window. So, because like the window was like end of August, like beginning of November, we picked it up September, like middle or like end of September. He says he doesn't know, but I also told him like they claim it's only 400 something vehicles that it impacted, so it might not be us unless we're lucky, like unlucky. But yeah, he said that it's gonna take time to fix the car, I guess. So we're losing Cardi. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they give us a Tesla to drive back. I don't want an ICE car, but how do you feel?
Sucks. Glad we came in though.
We got that. We got that guac. That guac.
Guac. Also, it's like people flying their bills. We got $20 in quarters.
Strip club. No. Yeah, we had to get a bunch of quarters. This is $20 in quarters. So we're about to leave Oklahoma to go back to Arkansas. We actually got, there's somebody that pulled up next to us, so it's awkward. But we got the Model X, MX, as you guys can see, P100D. Hopefully this guy doesn't hit me. Yeah, it's kind of dirty.
It's not just that. It's not as nice as a Model.
It's a loaner. I think there are just some problems with the screen. I think it's older. I mean, I can tell you guys what year it is. Maybe not. We do see that it has 45,000 miles on it. I think from the VIN we can hide that, but we can see what year it actually is. I named myself Bob, so I made myself an account because the car won't be fixed for at least a week. We have the Model X for now. It seemed like they try to say that we weren't in danger with our car, but
we don't know.
I don't know. They're replacing like a major component of it, so
yeah.
Hopefully they also don't ruin anything in the process, and they do everything smoothly. All right, see, it's already paying off. We got 50 cent. We're not Pike Pass members, but we are all others. And got to throw this money in this little coin thing, otherwise it beeps. All right, I'll throw one at a time just to make sure it gets it. What have I missed? Green? Thank you!
We did it.
See, we pay our tolls. Apparently, with the Model X, if you don't respond to the, giving the steering wheel torque while you're on autopilot, if you ignore it multiple times, it just decides that you can't use autopilot. So like now, when I try to use autopilot, it's like auto steer unavailable for the rest of the drive. For the rest of the drive,
we have
77 miles left. Yeah, I can't believe like this car is deciding when I can't use my own. I paid for autopilot. I mean, not in this car, but like if I paid for autopilot, it's terrible. Hopefully, it's not a setting on newer Model X's. Or I don't know what this is.
I think it's a setting on all the cars. It's just we never let it get that far.
All right, watch here, folks. Let's give it a try. Smarter than the Tesla. All I had to do was cancel the ride, cancel the navigation, get out of the car, come back on. Now it's going to drive me the rest of the way, 73 miles. So to recap, guys, we woke up at 5 because we had a service appointment at 8:45. It was a 2-hour drive away. We had to drop off the dogs at 6:30. We drove 2 hours. We got there. They took us in a little bit late, just 20 minutes late, but we were sitting there for 3 hours before we got any kind of update. Originally, we were bringing it in to replace the hard plastic on the back of the front seat because it was cut when we got it, but we also had some noise from the front tire or the front wheel when we would turn. And so we didn't think too much of it, but after 3 hours, I checked in with them to see how much longer it would take, and they told me that they're going to keep my car. They didn't feel like they should send me back home with it. That they need to replace the subframe, had to do something with the suspension, and basically it was stripped of its thread when they made the car and they put it together. So they have to replace that whole thing. They have to order the parts. They told me the parts wouldn't get here until midweek next week, and they have to install it. So they gave me a loaner. They said they might not even have one for us, and they might have to give us an enterprise car. Luckily, we got this Model X, like you guys have seen throughout the rest of the video. Um, so we drove it home. Made the trip back. It was a 2 hour drive, 107 miles. It had like 200 miles before we left, and we ended up with 40 on the range. So we supercharged it a little bit. And yeah, so we're gonna have to live with this for the next week. We'll get to know the ins and outs of it. And if you guys have any comments, I guess people like the Model X. If you guys have any comments, let me know. If you guys want to know anything about the Model X while we have it, let me know and we can play around with it. I think it's an older model though. Let me know in the comments if you guys have had any other experiences like this where with the Model Y or the Model 3. I really suspect that it might be something to do with the Model Y recall that recently they put out a few days ago. So we'll see if it's tied to that. I asked them, they weren't sure, but comment below. Let me know your service center experiences, any Tesla nightmares. Our car is only 2 months old, so let me know if this is unexpected or expected of Tesla. For now, let's end on a light note with some Model X Christmas.